down. When both are down, the umpire's happy, he'll start the race.
Neither boat's happy yet.
Yeah, you want to get it right because you don't want to be putting the rudder on in the first 4 or 5 strokes. You want the boat to shoot off straight.
Echeanbarve's hand goes down. Now Harry Malloy's hand goes down. The umpire says go. And eventually we're off and running in the Thames Challenge Cup.
2 very different approaches. Thames taking longer and slower strokes the first 3 or 4 to really wind it up, whereas Thames went on to a very high stroke rate straight away. And really, Thames looked like they've just started and built a really good speed and moving away from that Vesta crew already.
It's unusual you have such contrasting styles that are so obvious to the naked eye on the start there. That really was a contrasting approach to the race, and off they go, trying to get some rhythm into the boat.
They're very composed there and already got a length in the Vesta crew.
Yes, but then in the stroke seat you can see in the Thames Rowing Club boat, they've absolutely flown out the traps there, haven't they, Thames Rowing Club?
They've done a great job there. I mean, you kind of thought about it because the Thames A versus the Vesta B crew, so it's kind of gone to form. But and even though the Vesta crew there, really look how quiet their bodies are on the way forward, not disturbing the boat.
They might be disturbed at the lead they've let Thames Rowing Club take, and there's a big job for Echeanbarve there. You can see the cocks trying to cajole them along and keep them in contention and keep them believing.
There you go, Vesta already out to, Thames already out to 2 lengths against Vesta, coming to the just gone past the quarter-mile mark. Yeah, Vesta here, still rowing well and everything. Oh, here we go, and here's the blade work then from Thames A. So none of these athletes have rowed in an A crew before. They've all rowed in B crews or come to the club and doing a good job. The pressure on them is pretty high. The club has won this event quite a lot in recent years and held the event last year.
Yes.
So the expectation on them is going to be high from within the club. But they're doing a good job here. First day of racing, just clinical, execute the race, get yourself into a rhythm, blow out the cobwebs.
Yeah, it must bring a little bit of added pressure. Thames Rowing Club, Adrian, as you say, winning the Thames Challenge Cup last year, and with that comes a different sort of pressure, I suppose, doesn't it? Knowing that the rowers who have been before you have achieved what they've done.
Yeah, and I mean, they know that when they're coming to the club, they go to the club because they want those opportunities. They think if they row at this club, they have the chance of winning because they produce fast crews. And they've achieved it in the year. They've worked in well, done all the erg tests and got themselves into the A boat because that's where they want to be. And now here they are, racing in the boat they want to be in.
Callum Williams in the bow seat, closest to the camera. Frederick Middleton, Robert Harris. And then looking a bit further down, Tristan Wenger, Joshua Semple, Reginald Mitchell, Andrew Thomas, and then Jasper Den Bulk in the stroke seat. And they are stretching away. Colossal lead early on Vesta. We won't be enjoying this. Went out the race early.
I mean, they probably had a sense this is probably what it's going to be like, and the focus of the coach has to be, and these guys have trained all year to get into this crew, that they need to have their best row today. Regardless of their opposition, they need to do their best effort.
And your best hope, I suppose, if you are feeling that everything's stacked against you, is producing your best row and hoping something untoward goes on in the opposition boat, which it absolutely hasn't.
Not today. We've seen some stuff yesterday, some clashing and disqualifications, people hitting booms. Things do happen, but in the 8s these things happen less often.
There goes another one of those ferry boats, safely off the course now.
Thames nicely in control of this now. Boat running smoothly, and they've got lots of time now as they recover just to rest.
Well, that's an outrageously low stroke rate, isn't it, for this early in the race?
Yeah, it is. This shows the difference in speed, doesn't it? For what they've done now, they've got quite a few races the rest of the week if they keep going through the rounds. And what they've probably done is they've probably said, well, we're going to focus on our start, maybe do a 500-meter piece, really do it properly, and then we can just paddle in and just be really rested for tomorrow.
There's a danger though. I mean, that really is showboating, isn't it? And if you get to a too low a rate, and Mark Hunter was talking about this earlier, I mean, if you are asked to snap up again, that's really tough in a big boat like an 8.
Oh, for sure, and that's one of the reasons that you find in an 8, when you're cruising in such a situation, you generally don't drop below 28 strokes a minute because it does get much too heavy. It's easier to, when you're up like that, is to keep moving and not pull a bit less hard, instead of pulling really hard and dropping the rate down to 18.
Because they look much snappier, don't they?
Yeah, they're still racing flat out, and they're doing their very best to execute their race plan.
Well, their stroke rate's nearly double what we've got Thames Rowing Club doing at the moment.
Yeah, they'll be in the high 30s, and Thames may be in the well, probably now in the low to mid 20s down here.
Just about, yeah. I mean, that's unusually low rate, but.
And it's one of those things that, how when you look at it, these teams, both sides have trained a lot. The athletes are probably a similar sort of size. Just experience, coaching, the training program, and some of the guys are just naturally stronger. And it's amazing how you can go the same, how hard some people have to work for boat speed, and how seemingly little people have to work, but they're still pulling quite hard.
It's a great example of technique, isn't it? And how important perfection with technique is.
Yeah, and then it's so effective the way their blades go in. As you can see, their blades, as they're coming towards us when they're rowing, they go in the water pretty much at their apex, and that means their blades are in the water for a long time, and that pushes the boat. That means they can sit still and not do very much in the slide. Whereas the other crew, you can see their blades are quite high, and they're going away from us when they go in, so they get their maximum reach, and they need shorter before the blades are in the water. So they're in the water for less time. So you can see that as it goes away from us as it goes in.
It's a bit more choppy, doesn't it?
More choppy. That means that it's heavier when they hit it, and then it also means that they're in the water for less time.
Yeah, it's a good biomechanical description of what's going on in these boats.
Whereas the Thames crew there, you can see now the blade right here. The blades are coming towards us, just dropping in at their apex, and then they just spend time with the blade in the water. There's no rush trying to pull it through. Even though they're working hard, they don't rush to get the blade through the water.
You make it sound so easy, and
well, they make it look easy, don't they?
yeah, and it's so difficult, especially when you're tired. It's incredible levels of skill, isn't it?
Yeah, and they won't be very tired, to be honest.
No, that's true.
They've had a really good hard 500 meters, maybe even more than maximum, and now they're well within themselves and enjoying the crowd.
So, after a very lengthy delay ahead of the race, the Thames Challenge Cup heat is eventually won by Thames Rowing Club on the Berkshire station. And with a couple more strokes, we'll be home. Vesta Rowing Club found it very difficult to keep pace right from Temple Island, and that was cruise control for Thames Rowing Club. They won't have wasted too much energy in that round.
No, it sets them up for tomorrow.
Well done to Vesta though. Over the line they go. And that's their Thames Challenge Cup campaign done. Thames Challenge Cup, men's 8, Thames Rowing Club A beating Vesta Rowing Club B comfortably.